So yeah, before we begin, I just want to state that it has been quite a long time since I've streamed this, and I know I kind of stopped in the middle of Icebrood Saga when it was still kind of new years ago. That was like 5 years ago, and I'm just gonna say that opinions about these like releases and chapters and whatnot may have changed over time. And of course, we're like 3 expansions in from where we were when we last streamed, which was trying to remember exactly which one it was. But it was like right before they started doing the whole Visions thing. The Visions chapter. And yeah, I tried to stream that before. I even tried to do it like off stream too. But the thing is, like, at that time, that release was so buggy that it kept crashing on me right at the end, and I couldn't make any progress, at least not on stream. But yeah, we're gonna continue with this character, since I think this was the last character I used before. So there's some continuation, but I'm gonna tell you that time has passed. And let me double check to make sure. Use the scrying pool. Okay. Maybe I need to restart this episode. Yeah, we'll do a public. Basically, it's like, oh yeah, let's take a look at what's going on in this character. And I guess in a way, like, this was kind of like a prototype into what is now like the Convergence kind of setup that was going on. And Convergences was introduced in Secrets of the Obscure and also used in Jontier Wilds. So I did kind of like jump ahead a little bit and done some of the newer expansion stuff, but not enough to really like spoil myself, but just enough to like unlock some of the really good stuff, like specialization, weapon mastery, and the advanced weapon mastery, and Homestead. Like Homestead, I was really looking forward to because it's housing.
Do you listen to the words that come out of your
Hold on, I gotta figure something out. Something doesn't feel right. A bit of scuff for starting, just a little bit. It's Icebrood Saga. It was a very scuffed release, in my opinion. Oh, that's Canuck's lair. Is this glitched? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe yeah, I might have to redo all this and whatnot.
Aren't you on vehicular probation after you crashed that copter?
Oh, let me dream.
And it won't let me, like, restart the entire...
Mix these grubs and mushrooms up with some herbs.
Hold
Got a
on.
mean tonic.
Storm's getting worse. Recruits, pick up the pace.
Hold on. Let me see if I can restart the chapter. It might not even let me do that because I was in the middle of this one when I last left off on this character specifically. That's the prologue. No, it's not gonna let me. Okay. I don't think it's gonna let me restart, like, fully. That's a shame. Because there's, like, a little bit of dialogue of, like, here, let's give you some insight about what happened.
Bunch of recruits I've ever laid eyes on. Report to Centurion Steelcatcher for work details.
Does the tank really need rifles, harpoons, and grenade launchers?
The answer's definitely yes.
And you're definitely an idiot.
Yeah, this was a kind of, like, looking back at this, this was a very rough concept. Kind of like a dungeon, but it's not... I think the biggest issue is, like, they chose it to be an escort mission, and no one liked it because it was so slow. And, like, if you're gonna have, like, the players do stuff that has to be repeatable, you don't want it to, like, be a bit of a slog, you know? But yeah, this is gonna be a little bit of me trying to, like, get used to playing this character. Also, yeah, you can't use your mount in this either. So that's another problem. Again, you know, it goes with, like, the slowness of it.
Mix these grubs and mushrooms up with some herbs. Got a mean tonic.
Like, there was some neat concepts with, like, how, like, you would have to go about, but doesn't excuse the fact that it's an escort mission. Escort missions are very rough. But yeah, it's still kind of like, with a little bit of retrospect, yeah, this was pretty much like, this feels like what a convergence is. At least for, you know, like the one that the other two that they've released in the other two expansions. Like, this is pretty much like a testing ground to it. Oh, that ain't gonna work. Too bad I'm not a mesmer. I'd be able to help my friends out. Stop that. And this is kind of an outdated build for my warrior, but it's also just kind of like, I'm doing solo content. It's alright. I don't think I'm gonna make it in time. Yep, didn't make it in time.
The steel
Warband's ready to move out, Lyle.
well-oiled machine.
Is that how you address your Centurion soldier? A well-oiled machine once I'm through with it.
Do you listen to the words that come out of your mouth?
That promotion already going to your head, Chief?
He's a big shot now that he's Bangar's golden cub.
All right. Let's get a move on before we freeze our tails off.
Also, if for anyone that's watching YouTube, so I'm hoping for a recap. I barely remember some of the first parts. I just know the broad strokes and what happens after, at the end and whatnot.
Don't get carried away, Cub. Still got a mission to complete.
Just pushing this thing from the back with all of my might, just being like, please hurry up. Please.
Down for the count.
Who wants to go to a Metal Legion concert when this is all over with?
I'm not really into heavy metal.
Doesn't matter who's playing after you slam down 12 or so Nicobar specials.
Recruits. Titanics are for medicinal purposes. They're not to be abused for any psychoactive side effects.
Oh, I got another daily thing done. Yeah, they did revamp the dailies in Obscures of the Secret.
Snipers to my position.
Secrets of the Obscure. I got that backwards. Whoops. No, I want to mine it. Give me. Oh, I have no tools. Ah, I have no tools. That's right, I moved it to a different character. Whoops.
Keep the tank moving.
I think this still does good damage, this build. but it's definitely much more different than what most of the meta sites are showing these days.
Another corpse for the pile.
Ooh,
Put the flamethrower away, Sigma. You're scaring the recruits. Again.
They'll be fine. Gotta teach
I
them.
think this is like my third attempt in total of streaming
Brendo,
Forging
you
Steel.
really believe all that stuff Vanguard's selling?
Well,
Just to kind of give an idea of like how buggy it was
I mean, I think that sounds
back
like
then.
a good thing.
We're an independent warband, fighting for a breakaway legion under a rogue imperator. That sound like one char to you?
We're a kick-ass independent warband fighting for whatever you just said.
Ryland, you agree with me, right?
I get orders and I follow them. That's what a soldier does.
We should be like, we got a little bit of ways to go.
We got some unexpected visitors.
Balls out, recruits. Another corpse for the pile. Another corpse for the pile. Watch your tails.
Yeah, I think this particular, I'm not even sure what you would call this. I'm gonna call it a convergence because it has a similar layout to one in a way. But I think it's like 30 to 45 minutes long, maybe?
dwarf excursion.
I'll send up a flare for the reinforcements.
No flare. Vanguard trusted us to handle this on our own. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh man, I miss my mounts. I miss my mounts already. Need that. I think after this part, yeah, we start to get into like fighting the dwarves. Oh yeah, that's right, we need to have the tank.
A time to bring down the gate! Use the harpoon!
Because actually you can pilot the tank, but its mechanics becomes kind of relevant in the final part, especially. Unfortunately, you can't make the tank go any faster. The tank will always move at one speed, slow.
We've done some stupid things before. But this
Even
is
if I give it
something
swiftness.
I think you made your point, Cinder. Flamethrower away.
I was just getting started!
What the hell was that?
There's a vantage point this way.
Oh yeah, I gotta use sniper stuff for this.
This was your plan? Go get it. Taking aim.
Yeah, because that's the only quick way of doing this part.
right between the eyes.
Down for the count.
We can get to high ground from here.
There's too many of these damn dwarves.
This is great.
They don't seem to be alive. What kind of magic is this?
I don't know.
Come on, it takes less than
Yep, the tank's taking too much damage. Scrap on that. Woo. Really? You're gonna give me such a small duck range? Okay. Alright, should be good to go. You're way up there. And I need to snipe you. I mean, that hurt him, but that didn't take out the shield. I'm actually kind of very surprised I even see some people still playing this content. Because I remember back then there was some opinions about this particular instance. I just think the tank should move faster is all. Surprise! Bazooka. Yes, please. I just kind of want to speed run through this part because I've done it so many times.
I'll get the barbecue going.
Mushroom.
Let's stack up.
For the Blood Legion!
That's out there. Got that player.
Oh, you're tanky. Yeah, you might be a little bit too much for me.
I have a visual on the enemy. Snipers to my position.
That is my own fault. Alright, good. I'm glad I remembered that for warriors, if you kill an enemy while you use the down 3, you get a chance of actually fully standing back up and not just collapsing when the time meter goes down. But I think it's like a chance every time you kill an enemy. It's kind of a neat mechanic, yeah. I'll give warriors that. They do have like a pretty neat down mechanic for that.
Renault, get your back against the wall.
You know how hard it is to steer this thing?
Alright. Gotta collect the mushroom. Oh no, wait, I'm supposed to give it to the Nicobar. Where is he? He's just running around, okay.
That's enough.
Oh yeah, we're gonna need to get the tank. Because we're gonna need to pull that door down.
Oh, didn't see that one coming. There seems to be a hole.
Oh, it just automatically opens, okay.
Recruits, get that breach extended!
To figure out a way to get over there. Okay, that's not an updraft. Oh no, the water's spicy. Oh, that's spicy water. Oh, I see. I think I gotta go up and around for that one. Yep. There we go. And this boss fight, which I'll give it some credit. This one's kind of a neat concept. At least with like in terms of like, oh, you have to hide behind certain objects to dodge the deadly laser. Oh, there's another one right here. Okay, it's not a deadly laser, this is the bombardment of that.
Recruits, bring it down with the harpoons. Hit it hard.
Oh no, 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 please do not go into the lava. Thank you. Okay. Please do not go into the spicy water either, which apparently hurts me right over there. Great. Cool. Well, at least it was nice enough to let me respawn there. Oh. Didn't get enough people doing the harpoon. Not sure why the shields aren't popping up. Oh no! Oops. Okay. They don't give you really much of a place to really recover from once you get knocked down here. Nope. There we go. At that point, we should be able to get it down. Yeah, we're good.
Down he goes! Steel and fire, baby!
Guess we didn't need the flare after all.
Never doubt my mind.
Everybody okay?
We're all in one piece. Runebringer! Eyes front!
At ease, soldiers. Centurion Steel Catcher. We were expecting the tank at Biora's Pass. Complications with the storm, sir. Had to take a detour. If you had everything under control, why the distress signal? Miscalculation, sir. I see. The storms hit us pretty hard, so Centurion Steelcatcher and I will find an alternate route through the pass.
I can provide a security detail, sir.
The Imperator's given his orders. Stand by and await further instructions, soldier.
Alright, so before we begin... Well... Yeah, before we begin, we're gonna actually do a quick BRB. So we'll be right back.
You seemed quite comfortable out there. A natural, Centurion. I picked up a thing or two from you. You're certainly a much better student than Brimstone. So much wasted potential. He doesn't know how to follow orders, from what I've heard. Damn right. Times are changing. Never know who you can count on these days. I need tribunes at my side who believe in the future I'm building. I'll do what it takes to prove myself. That's what I like to hear. Not at all like your sire. It'll take something strong to get through this. Let me have a crack at it. Charm made so often. Better than the real thing. Get this door open. I could get through this. Not bad. There's something I want to ask. This Elder Dragon, how are we gonna tame it? Improvisation. If the commander can do it, it can't be that hard.
You think the bow will be enough?
The bow is a rallying cry. The Ice Dragon will know a true champion when it sees one.
So Dragon serves Champion. Or does Champion serve Dragon?
Jormag will serve me. My child hearing will reach from Shiver Peaks to Cantha.
Guess we aren't the only ones here. Who are they after?
I'm wondering that myself. Get this gate open.
Nothing happened. Piece of junk's missing a gear.
Get the lever fixed so we can move on.
Angar's always dangling another opportunity. If I play my cards right, this should work.
Surprise, boys.
Are there any more of you? The Vigil needs a...
Mora, what are you doing here?
Svanir bastards kidnapped me and Javi. Slaughtered the others. They surrendered to Jormag's whispers.
Whispers? The Svanir are Norn savages. Troglodytes, nothing more.
There's no time for this. They still have Javi. Help me save the Vigil. Because of Jormag's seduction.
Imperator Ruinbringer has a plan to subdue Jormag. We'll bring the dragon to heel.
What did you just say?
You heard him. I'm gonna become Jormag's champion. Bend it to my will.
That's not possible.
There's no time for this. You want us to save your precious Vigil or not?
The exit's up there.
There's no switch here.
I'll find it.
The one up here is broken. Useless dwarves. Find another way, Centurion. We'll meet at the exit. What is it this time?
What exactly have you been telling him?
The truth.
Your truth. The Vigil, the Pact. We aren't the enemy.
You aren't allies either. Not with that dragon at the commander's disposal.
You haven't changed a bit. Always seeing monsters where there are none.
At least my eyes are open. The war with the humans nearly killed us off. Funny how you all forget that.
You forget what you did to our son. Poisoned his will with your bottomless hate. How many more will die like Ajax?
Don't you dare say his name. He sacrificed himself for the Char, while you were off gallivanting with anyone but.
Kiss my hairy ass!
This is getting out of hand. I better get over there before they claw each other's eyes out.
Your plan is insane! The last thing Tyrion needs is another raging Elder Dragon.
An elder dragon on a leash. My leash.
You won't listen to reason. I can't let you do this.
Can't let me? You can't stop me.
Four of you? I don't have time for this.
She's lost her mind.
Stand down, Ryland!
I'm sworn to protect my Imperator.
Wrong choice. to you. The only one you care about is Bangar Ruinbringer.
Everything I've done is for the preservation of the Charred.
You'll be the end of the Char!
No reasoning with a Gladium who betrays her own kind. She can't be saved. Make it quick.
Is that the smartest move? She's a hero to a lot of Char.
Another son you've lost.
You're more like your sire than I thought. Get rid of the body.
Some must fight, so that all may be free.
Bengar's dangerous, as you've seen. He wants to subdue a dragon. Such hubris. I still don't know what Jormag's plan is, but Bengar must be stopped. The Imperators are gathering the Char Legions to meet Bengar on the battlefield. Speak with Ridlock. A great conflagration is coming, and I'm afraid my presence would only escalate matters. I won't be able to fight with you this time, champion. But I'll be here. And in the mists.
And I deserve it, too.
Ritlock, got a message from Krisha. Ryland's called for a parley?
Yeah, his warband's been leading Bangar's army for a while now. This war's taking too long, and Bangar's managed to throw too many bodies between us and him.
Maybe Ryland will be reasonable. Give us a chance to move some of those bodies out of the line of fire.
You'll see. I'm your ride. Meet me at the Eye of the North.
Ritlock, how long since you've been on the front?
Yeah, not for a couple weeks. Krisha's had me doing some recon through the homelands. Better get a move on. Parleys mean politicians. I'd rather be close enough to have Kree's back.
Commander, Ridlock, good to have you here. Steelcatcher arrived already, and the talk's underway.
I expected to see more troops. Did you clear out base camp for the parley?
Unfortunately, our alliance has been bleeding defectors day and night.
Defectors? Still?
Worse since you left. Steelcatcher's forces are impressive, and they've come at us with a propaganda assault too.
That can't be good for morale, or your forward momentum.
It's not. We've lost ground as well as troops to the enemy.
Where's the new front line?
You're walking through it.
Ryland holds both lanes?
And everything in between.
What's going on?
Any last words?
Schmoder.
He said they'd stop these until the outcome of the parley.
Mercy!
Char above fire!
What the hell?
Smoder's standard operating procedure for dealing with his Iron Legion defectors.
He knows the point of this war is to save the Char, right?
Apparently he's big on battlefield justice. But that's Iron business.
Killing him in a fair fight's one thing. They made a choice to change sides. But this, it's a waste.
It's slaughter.
Let's work for a swift end to this war, then. Again, our terms are simple. Announce your surrender and proclaim your support of Bangar's campaign.
You've had some luck, but the tides of war are fickle. You can't expect to keep what you've taken.
Leave and live. Don't know how much plainer I can make it. To you or your pact friends.
Centurion Steel.
Tribune, Steelcatcher. He's earned it.
Yeah, I can see the scars. I'm here to save lives, Tribune. How many Char have died already?
Then tell the Imperators to accept this oath.
You forget you're up against the
Oh shit, I've been muted this entire time?
legions.
Shit.
Most of Iron now marches with Dominion forces under my
Scuff
command.
screen.
Bangar's Dominion forces. The Tribune's power is but
It's all good.
Bangar's reach. Next, an Elder Dragon.
This is Bangar's war. He'll lead our people to ruin, but he can't without Ryland. Move aside so we can stop him.
Take the territory and hold it. I've accomplished my mission and more. I'm offering you mercy at my own discretion.
If you let Bangar wake Jormag, he will destroy us all. Be smart.
Excuse us, Imperators. Is this a bad time?
I offered a parley out of respect, but it's clear your allegiances are askew.
Tribune Steel.
Offer rescinded. See you on the battlefield.
Damn it. Who the hell are you?
Krisha, this is Logan Thackeray. Logan, Tribune Krisha Stoneglow.
Great to finally meet an old friend of Redlock's.
Not the time. Commander, take a seat. We need to strategize.
I didn't realize that I was muted this entire time. Ah, man. This is what I get for trying to stream while I'm feeling still kind of sickish. Oh boy, I get my own seat.
What are you doing here, Logan?
The Queen sent us with a troop of Seraph to repay Kryda's debt to the Blood Legion.
Your memorable arrival aside, I speak for the Imperators when I say we are grateful to have you and Lady Casimir with us.
Could you give the politicking a rest?
You didn't complain when I brokered our treaty with Ebonhawk.
Oh, you do like to tell that story. Repeatedly. Your point?
Let's stay on topic. The Civil War is a smokescreen for Bangar.
We'll never make it to Bangar if we don't regain the territory. We've got to get past Ryland's forces.
Take a subtler approach. Gather intel, find their weak spots.
Ash, you move in the shadows, collecting secrets you share when you feel like it. Head on and face to face. That's how you win wars. Dominion's weakest spot is they're wrong and we're right.
We need to be smart and learn about the enemy.
We shouldn't abandon our strengths entirely, no matter our numbers.
The right war machine's worth 50 bodies any day.
No matter how good your machines are, we'll never retake the beach. Not without infantry in the trenches.
And who's going to build them? You keep shooting your defectors.
So let's abandon the forest and focus on retaking the beach.
Do we have other resources? Anything to give our ground forces an edge?
My legion's mostly intact.
We can add our magics to Smolder's munitions. Should give an edge.
Seraph regulars could easily add to Iron and Flame forces on the beach, right?
A smaller, mobile force would use the forest terrain to our advantage. Ryland won't expect the change in tactics.
Some of the Seraphs share mesmer abilities. Malice could factor us in.
Maybe it's time to teach the Cubs a few new tricks.
We must focus our forces. Concentrated firepower will retake the beach.
Dominion is waging a psychological war as well as a physical one. How will we win if we don't do the same?
We're calling ourselves the United Legions. We need to walk the walk. Blood, ash, and mesmers in the forest.
And Flame, Iron, and Seraph regulars on the beach. It's a good plan.
Seems reasonable.
Reasonable? But I suppose there is value in a flanking force. Pick off enemies fleeing the battle on the beach.
We've got a mission and a strategy. Commander, I'll meet you in Ritlock at the Blood Legion bivouac.
Yeah, so... Well, I mean, that's kind of rough because, like, I went an entire story segment muted then. But hey, you know, it happens. I'll just reiterate what I said before. And that was, just like how... Like, originally, when we found... Oh, shoot, I already forgot her name. Krisha, yeah. When we found Krisha in the story beat before that, we just kind of found her body just kind of like in an odd area, and it was just kind of like, well, that's odd. That doesn't seem right. She just, you know, she's just dead from rubble. But we find out that no, Ryland, or rather Bangar killed her. And then also the fact that like Ajax is brought up, and that's a Vigil story beat from the main game. But yeah, no, that happens. It does happen. The only thing I can do is move forward from here. You said you haven't played Guild Wars 2 in a long time? I didn't even know you played originally. What part did you leave off on?
Time to go.
I gotta clean up my bags. There we go. So this is Drizzlewood Coast, which honestly is probably the best map out of the Icebrood Saga. It's got that world versus world itch that is... It feels pretty nice. It's too bad you can't use the siege turtle here, though, as far as I'm aware. But that's End of Dragon stuff. We won't go into that until we get to it.
Say what you want about his politics.
He keeps staring at me. Seriously, everywhere I go, he's there. It's really creeping me out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, all that diplomacy makes my fangs itch. But you seem to do all right with the Imperators.
Don't love mixing politics with warfare. If that's what Krisha's been dealing with all this time, I don't envy her.
I like it.
It's been 10 years for you. You haven't played since Heart of Thorns. You've got Living Story 3, Path of Fire, Living Story 4, Icebrood Saga, End of Dragons. There's a little bit in between part after End of Dragons. Secrets of the Obscure, post Secrets of the Obscure, and Janthier Wilds. It is a lot, yeah. It's quite a bit.
Commander, Ritlock.
How'd we lose so much ground, Kree?
We were so focused on Bangar. Ryland and his warband took us by surprise. I underestimated him. Every time steel gains an inch, one of ours wonders if they chose the wrong side.
No way you could predict how many idiots would buy their crap.
How are you holding up?
I've got full command of the infantry here. Malice is employing her share of Ash tactics in the forest.
Where do you want us?
Troops need to see you out there. Morale is low. We can't afford any more deserters. Centurions, Edgecrusher, and Backdraft are handling support. They'll tell you where you can do the most good.
We're on it, Kree.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of content. Remember that the game came out in 2011? So, like, you're not really that far... Well, you are behind, but it's not that bad. The main story's a good chunk.
Nice partnering up like this. All that working in the open was making my skin crawl.
That's just allergies. Ah, Tribune Brimstone. Anything we can help you with, sir?
Actually, we're supposed to help you, Galena. Where can we lend a hand?
All over, really.
Legion forces are pretty thin on the ground, and...
Damn Minister of Morale's got recordings spinning Dominion propaganda all over the place.
Her voice already makes me want to punch something. Smash a few speakers. Problem solved.
Our scouts have been hitting Dominion supply caravans just beyond camp. They could use some help with that. Plus, the supplies we'll need to get to the quartermaster.
And our sentries have been pulling triple shifts. Be good if you could check on them.
We'll take care of it.
And, we'll be waiting here when you're done.
Think we'll cover more ground if we split up. See you soon, Commander.
Turns out he wasn't a spy. Just your run-of-the-mill perv. I know, right?
MMOs don't do it for you anymore. Understandable. MMOs are a commitment in itself. Like, the main draw of like an MMO is just being able to play with like a big group of friends and just kind of like mess around and whatnot.
What, are you allergic to taste?
Got a problem with the food? Make it yourself.
Maybe I will. Can't do worse than this quaggin' turd.
Everyone calm down. We're all on edge here. Let's just be glad we have food. Even if it is terrible.
So ungrateful.
Yeah, no, definitely stay away if you have like if it can like trigger an addiction and whatnot. But I get what you mean, where it's just like the idea of being able to play with like multiple people online at any given time is pretty nice. There's that's why I really wish that I could see more like co-op games just kind of like, you know, exist and not exist to be just like a lobby and then just jump right into like a competitive match and whatnot. If that makes sense. What am I doing here? Feed the hungry Oh, I gotta do a little bit of everything. Okay, gotcha.
Say what you want about his politics, but that Ryland steelcatcher.
Yeah, there's also the grind too. Unfortunately, MMOs are definitely intentionally built with the grind to keep you coming back and also to, you know, eat money and whatnot. The results may vary. The grind is the addiction part. Yeah, I can get that. I can totally understand that. That's why you like VR and just vibing? Yeah! VR chat's always just like... always fun to just, you know, hang around and just like talk and whatnot. I do feel like when it comes to grind for me, it varies. Like, if the grind is too tedious for me, I just say, nah, it's not really worth it. And I just procrastinate on it. But if it's something where it's just like, I'm already like 95% on my way with this anyway, so might as well just go the full 100, you know? Then I'll do it. Also just depends on like if the grind is actually any fun or not. Most of the time it really isn't. Yeah, understandable. There is so many of you up here. What are you doing? Get me out of here. Oh, I forgot there were snipers in this map too.
I need reinforcements.
Oh, I gotta go back over here. Okay.
Too strong to stay down.
Thanks, Commander. You beat Tribune Brimstone, but I'm sure he'll be swaggering in any minute.
Part of the mission's to collect more intel, but the bugs we planted have been glitchy.
We'll take any edge we can get. I'll see what I can do.
Keep your eyes open, Commander. We're spread too thin. Dominion keeps slipping past our sentries.
They make it hard for our agents to courier sensitive messages to camp. Critical intel on enemy troop movements.
Take a smaller version of his cipher key. Translate any coded messages they've left and relay the intel back to us.
I'll report whatever I find.
Die.
This is hurt.
You have stolen!
Step right up.
No!
Okay, I can't do this while I'm being swarmed by like 5 different people.
Moving out.
No!
Yeah, that's another thing too, like, if you got, like, tons of friends that play an MMO, that's great, but, like, if it's just by yourself, unless you're like me, where it's just, like, you just like playing single-player mode with these kind of games, for the story.
Too strong to stay
Okay, how am I supposed to do this if I'm constantly being under attack? Please. There. Broken listening. There we go. So I've never played World of Warcraft. The thing is, like, when it first came out, I told my parents about it, and I was like, you know, a teenager when it became the thing.
Bit by bit. Everything helps morale, like winning.
And they looked at it and they said, yeah, that's kind of dumb to just pay monthly for a game. So I never did play World of Warcraft.
Watch your back out there, Commander.
And then I just moved on to playing Korean MMOs like MapleStory and whatnot. And just kept bouncing from there, just trying to, you know, find the right one for me.
He's staring at me. Seriously, everywhere I go, he's there. It's really creeping me out.
Oh my god. You think he's a double?
What do you need done outside the camp?
What I said. He might be collecting
What do you need me to do in the field? Okay.
Who knows what kind of info he's got on us already?
Spy on the spy.
Okay, so I just have to, like, you know, do stuff on the map until this bar is filled up. Got it. Alright. Well, and this map has made some pretty decent progress too. You can see like each area is like filled in with like a little border. Blue is our territory, red is danger territory. In a way, yeah, if you played World versus World in this, then you would understand like, hey, like, it has that kind of familiar layout to it. Especially with like trying to take the points and whatnot. I'm gonna find where that is.
Gotta hand it to Ryland. Kid's a badass, even if he is on the wrong side.
If there even is.
I've only played a little bit of the first Guild Wars. I never really got super far, but I played a little bit. And it was alright. It felt slow though. It just felt very slow, and I think that's why I lost interest in the first Guild Wars. Oh, I see it.
So I didn't notice until just now. but a Dominion mortar attack is setting off every scanner. Prepare the building. You can't see. I'm the only operator who has a dire defensive. Anger rising.
It definitely has improved a lot since its initial release. Like, I'm sure you probably noticed, but like, this is like a kind of like a subclass to the warrior class, which is Berserker. And there's like 3 subclasses for each class. And then they also released a new class, which was Revenant during Heart of Thorns. And it has definitely gotten better in a lot of aspects. Path of Fire gave us mounts. End of Dragon gave us the Jade bots. Secrets of the Obscure made it so you could use weapons with whatever subclass and they're no longer tied to subclasses. John Thier gave us the Homestead, which is player housing, along with Spear Mastery, land spears. I think I'm on the wrong side of the map for this, yeah. I'm just vibing on this map.
This is no different than any other brawl. Keep going.
Soldiers who stuck around. Tough not to kill out here. Saw my partner August get blown up right in front of me. It barely survived. Wish it had been me. Help me disarm them so it never happens again. But stay focused. These mines are unstable. They could blow up at any time.
Oh.
So, you read the new Snargle Goldclaw novel yet?
Why would I read that trash?
Oh.
It's a good distraction.
I'm
Plus,
like
that's
barely
even
paying
hard to
attention
relate
to
to
defusing the
mates.
bombs.
What now?
Oh, that was the wrong button. I mean, exploding the mines is one way to defuse it. Alright, just gotta do one more. I will say that this game has been kind of influential and with, I guess with just some of the world building I do for my own, like, campaigns and whatnot.
Thank you. I felt like I needed to do something. Is that crazy? I should go see August. Been putting it off too long. Hope he's resting. Maybe I will too.
I've been ready to fight since I was a cub.
Hey, Quicken.
Out enemies on the battlefield.
Welcome on in. You trying to shoot me? Actually, I could say that this outfit in particular for this character did inspire one of the outfits for one of my own OCs, which is Thorhild.
You hear something suspicious?
Bunny. Yep.
What if it's not an enemy?
You can get a little bunny mount now too.
So, you read the news in our Gold Law novel yet?
Why would I read that trash?
It's a good distraction. Plus, that's...
There's actually quite a bit of mounts that they give you. Oh wait, yeah, there is one more notable thing that End of Dragons did add, and that was fishing. Fishing and also having your own like fishing boat, which I guess kind of counts as a mount, but not really. Light no fire. I've never heard of that. Oh, No Man's Sky developer. Okay. I'm interested. I never got a chance to play No Man's Sky because I never got a chance to buy it. Or got around to buying it. But that does look like a nice game to just kind of like mess around in. But I'll have to check that out sometime. Oh, so I just gotta defeat enemies. Got it. Understood. Yeah, I can understand that. Come to think of it, when you really think about like any like survival crafting game, they are pretty grindy in itself. Yeah, choice paralysis. Once they started like adding a lot more stuff, you get overwhelmed with decisions. Yeah, choice paralysis can be pretty rough when you're like genuinely interested in something and it's like, okay, where do I start? Yeah, and FOMO. Yeah, FOMO's terrible. It's kind of funny how like with No Man's Sky being able to like kind of have like its redemption arc and everything, kind of looking back, it's just kind of interesting to see how much that has affected like game development in the recent years, where it starts to kind of normalize like putting out day one products that are not particularly done, with the promise that you'll patch it and make it better and do kind of like a soft re-release. It shouldn't, that is correct, it should not be normal to do that. It's cool that it happened, but that should not be normal. That should not be a practice that should be normalized.
She's done some damage.
Especially considering, like, there's no guarantee that the soft re-release would actually be good. Like, there's always a chance of, like, those promises might be broken. And that's not good.
Achieving the life for me.
Shoulder to shoulder. Oh, I'm only halfway on the bar. I forgot how slow it is to fill up the bar. I have no oh my goodness. I need a pickaxe. Do I have a pickaxe? I don't have a pickaxe. That's not good. Soft release is just the shittier early access. Yeah. Yeah.
Turns out he wasn't a spy. Just your run-of-the-mill perv.
Speaking of like early access, that has also done some considerable damage too.
True.
Say what you want about his politics.
And it's kind of also like very concerning that a lot of developers would keep their games in early access for so long.
Maybe I will. Can't do worse than this quagga turd.
Everyone calm down. We're all on edge.
Is there no one I can just buy a pickaxe from?
Even if it is terrible.
So ungrateful. Quaggin' turd.
I see. Do I have a merchant? I don't have a merchant. Hold on. I will be right back. I will get my pickaxe. I'm very surprised there isn't a regular merchant on that map that can sell you a pickaxe. I feel like that should be a thing. There we go, gathering. Let's... Let's get 3 of those. Of course, because we left the map, we might end up in a different instance. No Man's Sky has basically found itself in the realm of WoW or Guild Wars 2, where it now can add their complete game, but was not complete for a long time. It'd be like making Guild Wars 2, but they didn't have half the classes and said they would get around to eventually. Please buy it. Day 1 DLC is also really dumb. Yes, buying Day 1 is just an absolute waste. That's just... Day 1 buying is just saying that I'm a fan of this. That's all. I'm a fan. Basically, you're saying I'm a fan of this and I'm willing to invest my full money in it. But yeah, it's also just kind of like, how many games try to be like so vast and expansive, but I feel like that trend is definitely going a different direction. We're kind of going back to basics, especially considering that a lot of attempts with like making a large world, there's nothing there. Like, it's a whole lot of empty. Cool. Yep, I'm dead. Masterfully done. Oh, we got an ad break coming up. So, I'm gonna hit the ad break, but I'm not going to go into a BRB, since we're kind of on a grindy point of this game anyway. So yeah.
Meatloaf again. What urgent to taste. Maybe I will. I can't do worse than this quagga turd.
Everyone, calm down.
There's really not many events going on this map.
This will help crack their codes and hopefully save some lives. This message shows coordinates for their communications tower. Gives us a leg up. Follow me.
Okay, sealed. No other way of getting in. Got it.
Stand still or run. My
scope works great either way.
Dominion, stay vigilant. The day comes when
Hello, hello. Sorry, there's a bit of an ad break going on. So I'm taking like a little bit of a pause. Just so it can end, and then I'll give my full opinions. Oh, you're definitely a bot. Oh, I see. They brought ESO into the combo. You know, the funny thing is I do play ESO. And you are right. The launch, and I played during the beta too. It really wasn't that good. Like, I think, and I've stated this before with ESO, there was a lot of expectations for, especially around the time that it was just about to be announced that there was going to be an MMO for the Elder Scrolls. There was so much want for, man, Skyrim is so great. What if it was multiplayer? And that was like a thing that was floating around for a while, is that people really just wanted a co-op Elder Scrolls game. They didn't want an MMO. That's why it was received so negatively at the time. For good reason.
Help me! Too strong to stay down.
Now, Steel Shot. I won't ask again.
I'm gonna die. I didn't kill anything in time. Orb. I'm not gonna use them anyway. Even as an MMO, it wasn't that great. It did get a little bit better over time after a few expansions, but it still has its issues. But it is also another case where it got better with a little bit more time and polish.
Poison! You've lost the base! Retreat to the bridge!
Seriously? The storm's just getting good. Meet you in the final chapter.
Wasn't too much into the Elder Scrolls game like Oblivion.
Rendezvous at the village base and begin your final advance.
It just didn't do it for you. Yeah, there's some clunkiness about some of the older Elder Scrolls games. Like, I can't get into Morrowind. I'm sure there's some quality of life mods that can make it better, but I feel like the overall engine for it is pretty clunky.
Just take it easy. No use wearing yourself out.
But Oblivion was the first one I started playing. And the only reason why is because I saw a bunch of like glitchy gameplay and nonsense stuff on YouTube, and I'm just like, oh, that looks fun. That looks silly. I want to try that. And then I found a very cheap copy of it at GameStop. Put it on my computer, played it, had a blast. I'm like, man, this is great. I didn't even know you could play a cat person in that.
Watch the trees.
They like to hide in the undergrowth.
I am sorry.
Play a cat person that looked like that they ate a bee.
I'd say I'd gotten used to it, but there's no reason to lie. Legions, advance!
Could also just spend all
You see
this.
her out there, tell her to be safe.
Legions,
There we go.
Achieving the life for me.
You can tell her that yourself when we get back.
If we get back.
Push on!
I didn't really play too much of Skyrim. I think it was just because, like, at the time it was still pretty glitchy. It still kind of is.
I was crawling through.
I still stick to wanting to do a crowd control run with it sometime.
I heard them talking about diving deep for the Dominion. Mean anything to you?
Sounds like some sort of code. Should we take it back to Snarl?
Diving deep.
Yeah, sorry about that. Usually copy paste messages kind of come off as like spam body.
Headquarters. It must be somewhere in the basin.
If we can
The timeout was to test if you were a bot or not, and you passed.
Digging our claws back into the territory. I need you to find that base.
But to answer your
I'm
question,
not too far from the basin, Ritlock. I'll meet you there.
I think that in comparison, they're two completely different MMOs. There are some like similar grounds, but you know, this is like comparing apples to oranges and whatnot. If you like Elder Scrolls, like if you're an Elder Scrolls fan, I would recommend ESO. But if you're not like a huge Elder Scrolls fan, I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, reach the edge of the basin. That's... Where is that? That way? Oh, do I? Oh, I have to go in the center. Okay. Which one do I prefer? I wouldn't really be able to tell you that. I am starting to... It's kind of an interesting question to ask me because I am starting to kind of like calm down and chill out with the like the ESO stuff. So I'm kind of in my Guild Wars 2 era again. My renaissance. Guild Wars 2 official controller support. There's a way to make it work. You'll have to like... I get what you mean, where it's like they should have like an official way of like mapping out your controller and whatnot. Like that's a modern MMO thing. Even like Final Fantasy XIV lets you do that.
You were expecting flashing signs? Ryland's craftier than that.
Must have gotten it from you.
If I recall, I didn't make a cub all on my own. Look around, Commander. Even a secret base has direction markers. Likely hiding in plain sight. Report back when you've got coordinates.
Steel doesn't bend or break.
Yeah.
You kill real good though.
I am using a mouse and keyboard,
Ryland's
yes.
proving himself quite the strategist.
Seeing the leader he's turned out to be. Not sure if I should be proud or terrified.
Okay, that I can definitely give. Where Guild Wars 2 does feel a little bit more active. But I feel like in Guild Wars 2, I feel like your damage can feel a little bit more damagey against tougher enemies.
Tough. Smart.
Note
Hate that
reads,
he's letting
steel
Vanguard
supports
use him
rock.
like this.
You have to let him live with his own decisions, Ritlock.
Maybe someday.
When this is all
Not
over,
today.
we're gonna have a good laugh at how pathetic you Imperators turned out to be.
Do keep in mind that if it has Steam support, I mean, Guild Wars 2 is on Steam right now. There is most likely a chance that it has Steam Deck support. I think it's labeled as playable, but not, you know, fully optimized, which implies that there is probably an official Steam Deck layout for like controls.
Seriously?
Yeah, mushroom. We're rich. Mushroom. We're rich. Mushroom. Which one do I find more fun? In terms of gameplay, I'm gonna go with Guild Wars 2.
I can't take you alone.
ESO has like really weird. It has a weird flow to its combat. If either of them, ESO has done, like, every time they've done a chapter, they've always revamped the tutorial, like the tutorial section. So like in Morrowind, it would start you off with like being on a boat ride to Morrowind, but you get sidetracked by slavers that try to like take you in and like, you know, enslave you. And it changes with each chapter. So it kind of, you know, tries to draw you into like the main like chapter, because every chapter is supposed to be kind of like its own isolated story that's kind of loosely connected.
I'll wait here whenever you're ready.
As for Guild Wars 2, I think it's still the same, but they did make some quality of life updates. What am I looking for? Am I supposed to go underwater?
Let's see to the
There it
way.
is.
Friendly and otherwise.
I think I know how to get to the hidden entrance.
Note reads,
Finally,
South Cuts
if Ryland's
Christie.
there, I'll tie him down and talk some sense into his thick head.
You've still got hope then.
Got no choice.
Like with some of the early early stuff, they do explain like, hey, there's a dodge roll. Hey, there's break bars. If you do the break bars, you can do more damage when you stun the enemy. Stuff like that. I do like the weapon system in this. And with Secrets of the Obscure, it's much more open now. There's still some weapons that other professions can't do, but it's getting there. I go that way, okay. This conversation is... You know how like sometimes like if you're talking while you're in a game, you just start like hopping in place and just like moving around. You're not really like playing the game, you're just kind of like vibing. You get nothing done, yeah. You silly bun, you got me monologuing.
Prisha,
There it
we've
is.
located the entrance.
I have your position, Commander. Malice and I will meet you there shortly.
As will I. Sounds like a mission for Imperators, huh?
disagree with your strategy. Again. A direct attack will take this base in half the time.
And give them warning to destroy whatever intel they've got in there.
What's the plan?
We have to assume we'll be outnumbered inside.
If you'd consulted me beforehand, I could have brought a war machine or two.
Regardless, Malice is right. We need to take this base quickly and quietly.
With a party this big?
I can cloak a few of us so we won't be seen. But lumber around like a tank, and they will hear you.
Why don't Ridlock and I stay out here? Cover your tail. Schmoder, we could use some extra hands.
I like how the first person puts me at like Asura height.
I've got your back, Commander.
Keep your eyes open. Communications from Bangar, intel about their next strategies.
Oh.
Whatever you find, we can use it.
I only get 5 of those. This is a stealth mission. I always enjoy a good stealth segment.
I could rig it to blow.
We don't know what or who's on the other side of that door.
We'll just open it.
I'd feel better if we had line of sight. Let's find a quieter way to get these doors open.
Could be a key around here somewhere.
Just, you know, just open the door. It gives me the prompt. Oh, ballista. Okay, we gotta find a key. Oh no, 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 no.
Step softer, Commander. We can only escape notice so many times.
Oh. What? Oh, I guess we're doing it loud. With everything on fire. That was the last bit of the assassinate. Stealth was only just an option, not a requirement. Whoop.
That should do
There it is.
Let's get the whole door open. Okay. I suggest...
This is ridiculous.
Might makes right. Gaining adrenaline!
Something tells me I was gonna fight all those guards on the other side anyway. Or, you know, like, before we crossed over that gate.
Watch it!
Should have taken my Tribune's deal!
Headbutt.
Throw down your weapons, Steel Temper! You're outnumbered and outmaneuvered, Sitter.
Gaining
You better
adrenaline!
tell
Please, yourself that
I've known your whole warband ever since you were... Stop!
What do you mean, stop?
She's his second. Her life is worth more than her death. To Ryland. To us.
You want to use her as a bargaining chip.
Taking her prisoner will bring Ryland back to the table.
We don't want your cub at the table. We want him off the table.
There's daylight between Ryland and Bangar. We can use it. Get Ryland to see reason and switch sides.
Spare her and we look weak. Eradicate these traitors, win the war. That's the goal.
I thought the goal was the survival of the Char.
Krisha, I get the impulse. But isn't this off mission? We've got to push north, stop Bangar before he can wake Jormag.
If we can bring Ryland around and steal with him, we can use their strength, their intel, against Bangar.
You want to bring him to heel, send him this one's head on a pike.
The great diplomat.
Krisha, the last parley with Ryland didn't end well. What makes you think this can work?
It's what we do for Warband.
Kree's right. He'll come. Might even listen.
Steel doesn't answer to you anymore. And you don't know Ryland at all.
Shut up, Centaurian. I want you alive, but I don't need you conscious.
This is insanity.
But if it works, it could end the war without further bloodshed.
Bunch of naive cubs, all of you.
I can get a message to Ryland.
Quietly. We need him to come alone.
I'm going back out to win the war.
Good. All the noise you make will give Malice cover.
Ritlock and I can help with that.
Fine. Meet me at the Iron Pavilion.
Rather stick an iron spike in my eye, but fine.
I did it. Done.
So yeah, there's just, I haven't really talked too much about the story for this part that I'm playing. But it's already kind of just, you know, heavily implied, like, hey, Ryland's Ritlock's son, and really just wants him out from underneath Bangar's thumb. And also to not get Jormag involved. It's also just kind of like, it's interesting because now I'm starting to remember the parts of, like, the story that took place in Majora Marches. It's just very interesting to see that how Jormag actually thinks and interacts with everyone else in Icebrood Saga. Because usually in the base game, like, Jormag is just, you only hear about him. And you only get, like, a general gist of, like, what Jormag wants through the Sons of Spawnir and the Icebrood and whatnot. And it just kind of comes off as, like, the same way that Kralkatork does, which is just corruption that's just kind of, like, power hungry and whatnot. But Jormag comes off much more intelligently than Kralkatork did. Kralkatork was just driven mad. Already made this. Okay, that was for a collection from a long time ago that I already did. Bergrotto. Bergrotto. Oh, that's this way, okay. That's Umber Grotto, okay. So it's just kind of it does make Jormag much more intimidating now that like they're directly interacting with us and trying to intimidate us and play a much more direct approach too.
What are you, allergic to taste?
Got a problem with the food? Make it yourself.
Maybe I will.
Commander, I've got new orders for you.
Gearing up for an
Orders.
assault on Dominion
Salvage and requisitions.
Then we should join them
Not
as
the
soon as
most
possible.
glamorous, but necessary if we're going to win this
Let's
war.
go.
What are we salvaging?
We've crippled submarines off the port. Retrieve intact torpedoes for our ordnance cache. End any Dominion you encounter. Also, we've seized plans for an enemy weapon. This may be a challenge, but you'll need to assemble it. Once you manage that, I'll send someone to collect it.
We're supposed to be creating diversions, keeping Dominion attention on us instead of Malice.
You'll make plenty of noise, Brimstone. Destroy any enemy vehicles you come across and recover their parts. Materiel often has far greater value than ranks on the ground. Gears over grunts, I like to say.
You say a lot.
And after we're done with this salvage mission?
I'll share next steps when appropriate. Keep me apprised.
Alright. So we're collecting
He's been dealing
stuff.
with that guy for months. Can't believe she hasn't throttled him.
Well, she did work beside Bangar for years.
Yeah. Let's just get this done.
False imperators, have some pride. Admit defeat and allow your legions to become greater. To become Dominion.
We're gonna go for the farthest one and then work our way back. Whoop.
Heads up, Commander. Scouts saw an enemy tribune nearby. Get rid of them.
I'm a little bit sad that they never made the char car into like a roller beetle skin. Cause like, look at it. That's like perfect for like the roller beetle. Like you could have the giant wheel part be the beetle and then this be like the char car part. Would have been perfect. I'll just take these parts. Don't ask how a car can bleed. It just does. Oil. I mean, does that really count? It probably does. I need one more car. There's definitely not going to be any in the ocean. I'm surprised it didn't let me take one from this one. Oh, there it is.
We finished collecting the car parts.
Yes, I heard.
What are you gonna use all that scrap for anyway?
It would take too long to explain it to you. Just worry about your mission.
Imagine why so many iron keep jumping ship.
Yeah, Smodar is not winning any favorite points here. Let's see here. Locate and fix the weapon in the book. Ordnance recovered from submarines. So I gotta go underwater. Okay.
Careful. They've been knocked around a lot. I don't trust those torpedoes not to explode.
Do a little mini game. I'm gonna do it 2 more times. I do like that they kind of like add like a little mini game kind of thing to the bar for some stuff. It does keep it a little bit more engaging.
Heads up, Commander. Scouts saw an enemy tribune nearby. Get rid of them.
Hey, Smoder, we've recovered the torpedoes.
Good to see you can work unsupervised.
We're allies, not lackeys.
You're a soldier in the field, Tribune. Do the job.
You can shove that.
We'll call you when the next task is done.
Have I mentioned Ritlock is a favorite character of mine? I'm just saying. Is there anything behind here? No. Well, there's a chest. I'll take that. Oh, I can't go that way. I don't know why I was trying to go that way.
Who cares what effort says?
Note left on top of the weapon reads, the researchers down there must be half Asura. I can't make horns or tails out of this. Color code or not, all these parts just look like levers. I just remember them saying firing means fire, elevate means to sky, burn me. Is that a code? Are they iron or ash legion? Those sound like instructions, however. There are 3 parts: firing lever, elevation crank, breech slide, and 3 color-coded areas of the weapon. Let's try the second option. The parts fit together smoothly.
That took you
Leave
about
the
as
weapon
long
alone.
as I thought it would. Carry on, Commander.
Thanks.
Commander, report
We'll get
to
it where it
base.
needs to go.
There's more to be done.
Care to elaborate?
When you need to know.
Yeah, he's up to something. Nothing good. Pretty sure he's gonna commit some more crimes.
You need to be properly armed for your next assignment. Shaman, where's the crystal?
Right next to you. It's not ready yet.
You were given a direct order. Since you don't have a conventional imperator, maybe you've forgotten what that means.
Sir, your orders were, and I quote, to add a flame boost to iron munitions. Priority 1, you said. I haven't had the time or extra energy to power the crystal as well.
I need solutions, not excuses, soldier.
Give them the crystal as is. A flame core could complete the charging process.
Where can we find one of those?
A few of our shamans joined Dominion. They use the cores to fuel their burning effigies.
Our agents just sent word. There's an enemy tribune nearby.
You have your
Take
next
them out.
mission. See to it, Commander.
Ayo, Commander. Need something? I have more questions. How can I help out there? Oh. This is just stuff about the maps. What are you and the other shamans up to? On Smolder's orders, we have been using our affinity with flame to infuse the Iron Legion ammunition, mostly for siege weapons with literal firepower. Isn't that what the Flame Legion did to help the Dredge? That is a shameful episode of our history. But back then, we infused the weapons themselves. It carried a greater cost. What kind of cost? The kind that kills. Our women were the most vulnerable. They expended their powers to infuse the weapons and often expended their lives as well. Awful. So many bright young Char, all of their potential gone. Ephraim was not the Imperator yet, and was outspoken in his resistance to the Molten Alliance. We can try, but we'll never erase that mark. That's Living Story Season 1 stuff, with like the Molten Alliance. Basically the Char and Dredge kind of teamed up and caused some problems. What exactly is this crystal? I'm forbidden by some order to give details. Need to know only, he said. I respect you, Commander, but I cannot ignore direct order. What am I looking for? A flame core. Where can I find one? Look for any rituals by our enemies to summon flame effigies. And failing that, the effigies themselves. How are effigies made? Okay. Alright, I'm getting a little bit tired, but I want to finish the story before calling it quits for the night. Okay, so we just need to kill this effigy right here. Which might prove difficult considering everything. Like, these guys are doing some big damage before I can actually charge up my meter. There we go.
Smoter, we've got a flame core.
Get it to the nearest munitions shaman ASAP. Time's coming when we'll need that crystal at full power.
It's been a while since I've done this story quest. On my own, mind you. To basically kind of explain what happened, like... The last time I streamed was 5 years ago. For Guild Wars 2. And I just kind of had to stop because life was getting pretty busy. And a bit difficult too. That's why I had to like take a big streaming break and whatnot.
In Vanguard's dominion, there are no Gladia. There is only the strength of our fangs and claws, and the enemies at our feet.
That is unusual, but I'll look into it. Alright. There it is. It is done. Yep.
Got it. What does it do?
Gives us back an edge. Iron materiel fell under Dominion control. Now they have a weapon we can't afford to leave in their hands. I've got the location of their supply bunker. Make your way there and await instructions.
Alright, it's telling me to go all the way over there. For some reason it doesn't show when I pull up the map. Like where the star is. Maybe it's just because like this map is incredibly green. Yeah, see, you can barely even see that circle right there. There's just so much green here.
Did you hear a voice?
Not sure. Thought he said this was a supply bunker.
Smoter, what exactly does this crystal do again?
Destroy Dominion's ability to use iron resources against us. As I said.
Yeah, but how?
With a really big boom. You wanted a distraction? This is it. Stop wasting time and drop the grenade.
I don't like this. Something feels off.
This is war, Commander. We do what's necessary or we lose.
It's tough finding times for hobbies, working and such. Yeah, this was also like around the same time that the pandemic happened. And when that happened, that kind of...
Commander, enemy tribune near your
that kind of just, you know, killed a lot of interest in a lot of things. But it also was like the start of like when my Sunday group began. So a lot of that energy did go into the Sunday group D&D stuff at that time. We're not gonna drop it. No, we're not gonna do this.
It's the best cover we can give Kree and Malice.
Cool.
That was more than just a grenade.
Way in has got to be below us somewhere. Let's go.
But I refuse to... Did Gritlock just do it for me? But now you don't play either. Yeah, Animal Crossing also came out around that time too. And I did like a stream or two of it, and then after that I just kind of like, yeah, I just don't have the energy for it at this time. What happened here? Holy crap.
What have we done? What have we done? This is not how we save the Char.
Smolder, the supply depot was fully staffed.
Yes, people are a resource. You bastard. There's no time to be squeamish. We need to get serious if we're going to win.
This can't be who we are. Not again.
I'll check the bodies. Could be survivors.
Damn. Yeah, I called it. War crimes. Corpse looks unarmed. The uniforms are military, but nothing else makes them seem like soldiers. Look for more evidence. Assuming the ozone that you smell didn't come from the crystal bomb, it seems that this was an active workshop, not a supplies barracks. The inventions scattered around the room don't look like any you've seen before. This might have been a research and development group. From what you can see among the chaos, a lot of the inventions looked well structured and nearly complete, something you imagine Smorter would not appreciate.
Everything I'm seeing says this is more than just a supply bunker.
As far as I can tell, they were doing some sort of weapons R&D. Smolder wasn't lying about that, at least.
Doesn't make me feel any better.
This won't either. I recognize her. She's one of Malice's personal guards. And she's carrying the Ash Imperator's sigil.
That's an order to defect.
Commander, enemy Tribune near your position. Be careful.
Could Malice be playing both sides?
Finished.
Huh. I don't think Smordor likes the Ash Legion.
In Vanguard's dominion, there are no Gladia. There is only the strength of our fangs and claws, and the enemies at our feet.
We gotta go back down here.
Full house. Ryland should be arriving soon.
Logan, Kaz, why don't you guys hang back this time?
You've been valuable allies, and I am grateful for all your help. But Ryland...
We understand. There's too much at stake.
We're at your service, as long as you need us, Tribune Stoneglow.
Call me Krisha. Commander, let's collect our prisoner. Centurion, it's time.
Chain me all you want. Ryland will never kneel to you.
It's not about that. It's about saving our people. Including you.
You say that now, but get a little power. Sink your teeth in.
Cub, you've got a lot to learn.
Save it. I've learned plenty. Seen and done plenty. Old heads aren't the only ones fit to lead.
You've proven yourselves. But choices made in the field stay with you.
There was a weakness to exploit, so I did. And it worked. Very well, actually. Do you even care how much char blood is on your hands? Dear Ephraim, from Flame, I expected backbone.
Overstep again, and you won't have to worry about Bangar. I'll rip out your throat myself.
As if you've got the claws.
I close my eyes. You sound just like Bangar.
Yeah. Slap him.
You have good reason to be angry, Ephraim. But now's not the time. We need a pact with Ryland.
Do we? We've retaken the
Oh, I thought I was gonna
territory.
slap Smorter.
No reason to negotiate with Steelcatcher.
We agreed. Ryland's our best chance to get to Bangar fast and stop him for good. And when we move north, I want more of my people fighting beside me than against me.
Grisha will speak for us. All of us.
You got him here, Krisha. Now get him to listen.
You, Ryland, leading blood. That should be our future. Hope Ryland doesn't waste it. Or your lives.
Warband above self.
A war band of two.
What? What?
You haven't heard? Your playmates are defeated and dead. That's war.
Real civil. Farrar can't teach you everything.
Yeah, some of the...
Steelcatcher's late.
Oh.
Maybe he doesn't value this one as much as you people think.
Smolder the Unflinching. I fought you, and I'm damn sure you gave yourself that name.
Yeah, it's kind of implied that in the map meta, you fight the other members of the Steel Legion warband in like some of the other parts of the map. So like the map metas do play in like the canonness. They're just kind of like in their own isolated time.
Tribune Steelcatcher.
Tribune Stoneglow, I'm here.
Your warband mates. I'm very sorry for your loss.
Are you? Gives you the advantage.
You were told to come alone.
I'm talking to Stoneglow. So, what do you want?
Rejoin the legions. Put an end to our people killing each other.
My orders haven't changed.
The situation has changed. Vaishan, Nikobar, Ranoa. Are those orders worth your loyalty?
And what orders are you giving?
I'm not giving you orders. I'm trying to bring you home.
I'm not some cub who wandered off. And your hostage isn't a toy you're holding until I fall in line.
Think. Bangar's compromised. He's trying to yoke an Elder Dragon. This war will get so much worse. Steel could turn the tide. Our people flock to you. They're your responsibility. You're their future.
Now, this whole farce is a waste of...
Smoter. Ryland, every choice has a price. You chose Bangar, and it's cost you the rest of your warband. Isn't that enough?
Krisha, we've always been straight with each other. You say steel's essential? We're vital to the future? Show of faith. Let Cinder walk out of here with me.
I need some assurances.
Enough! Don't need traitors.
I trusted you.
Yeah. Yeah, he fucked this up really good. God damn it, Smornar.
Then we don't need you, Smoter. You've done more than enough.
I lanced a tumor and cauterized the wound.
You absolute ass! We had a chance to save them, to bring them all home!
We never needed traitors to win against Bangar. It's not a compromise I was willing to make.
How do we get Ryland back?
Smoter's head on a pike. I am a Legion Imperator with no honor.
Kree should have let Ryland kill you.
Yeah, that's a whole army. Also, that's a really cool effect with the portal. Nice parallaxing and whatnot.
They look like sons of Spawning.
Anger rising. You can't see
Oh, there's so many of them. The fun fact, they do actually have like a strike mission version of this this encounter. And strike missions were first introduced in Icebrood Saga, and it was meant to be kind of like a bridge between like raid content to like fractals to kind of help, you know, like get people to slowly like climb into raiding.
swiftly.
in terms of difficulty, because raiding was kind of like a difficulty spike at the time. Not many people were like getting into it because of that spike.
Prepare to strike. You can't stop.
There is one thing I do want to say, like going back to like the discussion of like ESO and Guild Wars. I want Final Fantasy XIV to enter the chat. Final Fantasy XIV has a lot of like raid content and raid-like content, and I feel like compared to like ESO and Guild Wars, like that's where they kind of lack. There's not enough like content that's kind of similar to what 14 does with their raid content. Yeah, a lot of people praise it. Yeah, exactly. Like, the fights are very flashy, but they're also like a good amount of challenge, and they're interesting enough to you know, stand out on its own. And like, you know, there's different levels of like the raiding content too. Like, you don't have to like the raiding content doesn't just jump into extreme. You can just have like a normal mode, like a story mode. You could have an extreme mode, which is, you know, for the people that like raiding and want like a much more challenge, and also, you know, show off the neat stuff that they can get from doing the extreme mode. So the rewards do play a factor into that too. ESO only has like the veteran trials. Well, trials normal and trials veteran. But you still kind of need like a full guild for that, or like a guild dedicated to it. It's not as simple as going into pugging and doing it. Same with Guild Wars. It takes a guild to jump into it properly. Ooh.
Help me! Engineers! Obliterate them! Too strong to stay down. Moving out.
And I feel like between ESO and Guild Wars, that's like the big weakness, is that you can't just go in and bug it. Like, you can't just go with a random group of strangers and play that content. The party finder is a little bit more, not robust, but like it's more active, I feel like. Like the bar for entry for raids in trials is a little bit higher than it is in 14, where you could just jump in. Well, I'm not getting that achievement of dodging all the bombs in this part. Yeah, that ain't happening. Maybe next time.
Where's Ryland? Gone. He's gone back to Bangar. You had no right. It's done. Now.
You are not Connor. No one here will ever bow to you.
We've lost the bridge, and we met the Frost Legion.
Bangar. He served our people up as slaves to Jormag. They're abominations. We've got to end this. Malice, what about your agents in Dominion?
How did you...
You're the Ash Imperator.
I sent double agents to get eyes on Bangar. They will get us the intel we need to stop him. Give them time.
We'll continue to hold the territory. We'll heal. And when a way forward opens, we'll be ready.
I did it.
Next.
So in short, with like the talk about the raid content, it is definitely like it's more of an issue of the community than it is. Well, it's a bit of a mix of both. It's both the community and the game itself. It has a high enough difficulty that it attracts much more higher end raiders, but not many people are going to be doing that because it's a little bit too high on the skill ceiling. So it doesn't really appeal too much to the casuals to want to like constantly do it, if that makes sense. But anyways, we're gonna end the story here right now. We got through 2 chapters of Icebrood Saga tonight, and I'm hoping that I can like continue doing this kind of like setup to like get us back up to speed to the latest content. I do hope people enjoy watching this. I'll continue doing this more because I like Guild Wars. I still like Guild Wars. After 5 years, I still like it. And I know this was a bit of a scuff stream, but hey, it happens. I'm still recovering from being sick, so giving myself a little bit of leeway on that. Mistakes happen, but future streams should be a little bit better in comparison